Hello, hello, hello. How are folks doing today? Switch over to that. There we go. Oh, here I can show off the most important member of the team here. Hi, Luna. We've got a guest joining us. How are folks doing today? Hi, Molly. Yeah, happy Sunday to you as well. We've got more stuff to ink. Always more stuff to ink. I'm, next weekend? Am I busy next weekend? I was trying to remember if I had something next Sunday or if we're gonna maybe do something different, you know, stream something different next week. Oh yeah, I'm free next week, so maybe we do something other than inking dice next week. I know it's been a couple of weeks in a row for inking dice. But welcome. I think I'm gonna ink everything in gold ink. I'm open to other suggestions, and I also have a thought that I might ink these in white first, but I think the plan for today is to just make a bunch of gold numbers. These two I need to do a little bit of filming as well, but maybe we start with this one. Oh. Ooh. Then just set the focus so it doesn't do weird things. Yeah, let's manually set that focus. Looks like it's getting a little bit confused. There we go. How are folks' Thanksgivings for folks who celebrate? Mine was pretty nice. We had we all met up at my parents' house because we live in the same town, and had all sorts of people: grandparents, cousins, my aunt. It was a whole big group, which was kind of nice. Good to see everybody. Yeah, I think the gold will be good. It might blend in a little bit on top there, but I think it'll look good over our leaves here. Here, we'll do one on the other side so you can see. How is my audio sounding today? I'm always nervous because this, I think it's the cable. Although I've traded out the cable and I've still had similar issues. I always have to mess with the cable on this microphone every time I want to use it. It's made the most perfect prime rib. It's just your husband and you along with 3 kitties and 2 others. Oh, ooh, that sounds good though. That does sound good. That sounds like a nice relaxing, a little static. Okay, just might sound weird for a second. Did that fix it? Here, is that better? Yay, okay. Yeah, I really don't know what to do about this microphone. It's a good microphone, but the cable is so touchy. I don't know if it's the microphone or what. But like, it just, I have to have it just the right angle. I was gonna say though, that sounds like a nice relaxing Thanksgiving. Pretty chill. What gold am I using? Let's see, what is this? This is Folk Art Multi-Surface 14 karat gold. I got a different gold at one point and did not like it because the metallic bit was like so like sticky, I guess. It had like kind of bigger particles of shimmer, and the shimmer just like stuck to the faces of the dice. It was a mess, but this stuff, I like this stuff. I feel like the folk art paints tend to work pretty well. I feel like this is a good kind of medium gold. It's not like super, you know, bright yellow gold, but it's a good kind of neutral gold color. It's not the warmest gold. Hello, goodbye. Alright. I was gonna say, it's like not the warmest gold tone, but it's not like a super cool gold tone. It's good in between, so it works with a lot of different things, I feel like. And you can see that I got the big bottle of it because I ink so many dice in gold. That is kind of my default, is gold. When in doubt, gold numbers. Just decided to go up into the window. Alright, I think, yeah, I'll do this in gold for sure. I have a full set to match this jump. Oh, let me angle it so you guys can see what I'm working on. I do have a full set to match this Jumbo D20. I didn't actually sand them at the same time that I sanded this Jumbo D20, but I want to have at least the Jumbo D20 to bring with me to my next D&D game, because this one is for me. I actually have a video of making this on my channel from back in August. And it's got the like the world tree in there. Oh, forgot I have my manual focus on. There we go. A little image of the world tree and all my leaves. But this is for my current D&D character, so I have actually made. I don't make a lot of dice for myself, but I did make this one for myself, and I wanted to have at least part of the set before we finish up the campaign, because we're probably pretty close to the end of the campaign. We've only got like a couple of plot threads really to still follow, it feels like. So it'd be good if I had, you know, the die to use for that character. Alright. I do think that the gold was a good choice for this, though. I do like the gold numbers, even if they kind of blend in on this side. I don't know. Should I do green numbers on this side instead of gold, or should I just do gold all the way around? I'm leaning towards gold, even though it's like harder to read. I feel like I would rather go for the aesthetic maybe than the readability. That's sometimes a trade-off with inking things. Whether you want to focus on the legibility or, you know, how it looks. I've definitely made some dice where it's like, you know, it looked really good with red numbers, but you would not be able to read it. Let's go for something different. And then other ones where I'm just like, sure, I know it's gonna be hard to see, but let's go for it. 'Cause I like how it looks. And it's not too bad. You get it at the right angle, you can see. That's an 8. Yep. It's got nice big numbers, right? That's I'll be able to read it. It'll be fine. I also have thrown a container of magnets and a thing of glue into my dice bag. Because I need to bring those with me the next time I go play D&D with the group. A couple of folks in the group got these really cool, they're 3D printed, but they look like books, but they're like little boxes that like slide apart. And there's spots built into them for magnets to, like, you know, make it so that they actually hold together, but there aren't actually any magnets in them. So I'm gonna bring some magnets and glue some in there for them. I was very confused because I said that I would do that, and then I said, you know, text me to remind me because I won't remember. And one of the folks just texted me an image of a magnet, like, you know, like the classic red magnet with like the little ends on it. And I was just so confused. I had no idea why they were texting me a random picture of a magnet. I showed up the next week and they're like, "Did you bring the magnets?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's what that picture was for." Yeah, that was just a random picture I received. I assumed you would send it to the wrong person. No context whatsoever. To be fair, this time they just sent me the word magnets. That worked for me. Apparently the picture of a magnet didn't work, but the word magnets did. I bet it's because the magnets I'm bringing are little, like, round ones. I feel like I'm a very visual person. So they sent a picture of, like, the red magnets that's in, like, a U shape. I just spit. That was in, like, a U shape. And I'm just like, what does that have to do with anything? That's not what the magnets that I need to bring look like. So it's completely unrelated. That's how my brain works. I am also that person that, like, if I can't see it, it's like my object permanence doesn't exist. If I can't see something, it doesn't exist. That's why, like, in my craft space, I have lots of shelves. I don't have cupboards, I have shelves. That way I can see all of the options. I did go and get some stuff today for a project. Speaking of supplies for resin things. So I think things are gonna be moving along. I had actually I should double check the poll. I had a poll up. It might still be open. If you wanna get your votes in, let me see if that poll's still up. Posts. Actually, I might be able to share the post. Oh, right. Let me focus this. There we go. There's that all finished. Yay! I've got my Jumbo D20 ready for the next game. I'm quite happy with that. Let me see. 45. Yeah, so here, I'll copy this and put it in the live stream. Here, I'll go for my next project. So, I made a post on my channel to try and figure out which of two designs I should do for a project that I'm working on. And it's leaning towards one. It's actually not leaning towards the one that I was expecting to do. So I needed to pick up some things to actually make that happen. It looks like it's gonna be a certain design here. I will send it though. You guys are welcome to put your votes in if you haven't already. Alright, so I've got 2 sets of Patreon dice that I need to ink. These are ones that I think we made on stream, actually. I've got our coppery ones. Wow, I feel like this camera's making them very, the color's weird on the camera, but nice! But yeah, we've got our coppery ones, And then we've got our ones that have like roses and like a dark blue lace in them. And like a milk bath. And I'm thinking gold for both of them. I'm thinking maybe we do these ones in white first though, so that we don't end up like with kind of a weirdish yellow color on the inside. So let me pull out the white paint, and I think we do that first. I also need to film this. Ooh, and not run into my light, apparently. You think silver on the bluish ones? I'll pull down a silver. Here, tell you what. Let's try like a dot of each color. We can see which one we like the best. This is how I like to try colors. Is I'll fill in like one number and just see how it looks. So I'll tell you what, we'll do one in gold. Just real quick. My worry is that the silver's gonna blend in completely, but we'll see. Might not. Luna, why? Why are you so loud? Why are you scratching? It's been so long since you've scratched your cardboard box. She must be the center of attention at all times. And then let me just do white on one of these and see how it looks. Because who knows? Who knows? Maybe we just go for white. Could also go for like a red or a dark blue or something to match some of the colors on the inside, but yeah, I will say that the silver is probably the hardest to read. But the gold is maybe a little bit too warm. Alright. It's actually, I think, easier to read on camera. So there's a few different color options. You think the white's best? I'm kind of leaning that way. I wonder, I don't know if I like just the pure white though. But I do agree that the gold is like too warm, although maybe might kind of go with some of the rose bits in there to warm things up a bit. I liked the idea of, oh, you know, I could do like I think I have like a shimmery sort of metallic white. Cause I think that my thought is that I don't know that I like the just the flat matte white. What about like a shimmery white? Let me grab that real quick. Just clean out these numbers so I don't want the paint to dry in there. Makes it easier to get out while it's still red. That's what I was saying. I could maybe try like a red or like a, yeah. But let me grab a couple more colors. Grab a couple more colors to try. Okay. So, not silver, maybe white. Alright, I've grabbed some options. Alright, I've got, you know, a dark red might actually be nice. So, I grabbed just plain old pearl shimmery white. Kind of looks silvery at certain angles there, but It is just white. I grabbed this shimmer white, which is white, but it shimmers pink. Don't pay attention to that. It's this up here. Let me see if I can get this so you can actually get it so you can see the... Can't really see it so well on camera, but it's white and then it shimmers pink. And then I also grabbed this one that's like red and then shimmers like a gold. Has kind of a gold shift. But you know what might be nice? It's kind of like this... Oh, it looks more brown on camera, but it's kind of a reddish brown. Maybe like a reddish tone. Just better. Those are very similar, but like a really... Maybe the one that's slightly a little bit more red. Well, we can try some more colors and see what we like. You think the red shimmer, this one? You think that'll match? It's maybe not quite the same red. Let me try it in one of the numbers. Cat hair on there. That could be nice. Yeah, the roses are quite subtle. That was something that I thought was a little bit unfortunate with how these dice turned out, is that the roses ended up being quite subtle. It does end up being kind of orangey. Let me try just the flat dark red and see how we feel about that too. I do think that a red's kind of a nice idea though. Oh, let me. This is a really dark red. No, it looks good in real life too. I just don't know if in real life this is a lot more kind of a purpley, pinky color, and this is a lot more orangey. It just kind of leans the other direction. Which I suppose this is not necessarily much better, but that's too dark. That one's too dark. Although it's not bad. Let me grab one more. I lied, I grabbed two. This is actually probably the closest to the color of the roses in there. Kind of a purpley pink. I don't know if that one, I don't know about that one though. It's very pink. This is still a dark red, but it's a little bit brighter than this other one that I tried. Let me see how this one looks. Have you done any glow-in-the-dark dice? I just got the glow-in-the-dark pigment powder from Les Resin. Yeah, I've done a few. I've done a few glow-in-the-dark dice. Glow powder loves to sink. That's kind of what I've learned doing glow-in-the-dark dice. Ooh, that's kind of nice though. Okay, come on. So here's the shimmery one. Here's the really dark one. I kind of like this, like, dark but still brighter red. Feels very vampiric almost. I don't know. Have you tried out the clear glue thing? I haven't actually tried that out. I saw a little bit about it. was one of those things where it's like, oh, I should do a video about that, and I'm like, I have so many other videos that I would much rather make. I've got a set of dice I'm gonna pour, hopefully tomorrow. I've got all of the pieces made. Center one looks, yeah, the center one I think is my favorite. That's what I'm thinking, Puzzled Panther. I think the center one's my favorite. This one's a little bit too brown. This one's like, I don't know. I think maybe the center one. I am still debating. Second, I think I still want to do a layer of white first. I think that if I don't, it's gonna make the inside of the die pink. So I'm gonna clean all of these out, but we will go with this red. But we're gonna do a layer of white first. Just to keep the colors kind of, you know, from bleeding. Because while it's like semi-opaque, you still can kind of see through the dye, so you'll be able to see the red through it if we don't. This one's just spreading glitter everywhere as I, it's just like, this is the shimmery red one that I mentioned is like red and then it kind of shimmers gold. It's just kind of spreading gold glitter everywhere. Okay, there we go. Good. Alright, so we need to paint these in white. Alright. Let me put some things away and get them out of my way. So we need white, we need red, and we'll need gold for the other ones. I really should put something behind that box, because every time I try to put the paint back in, it just shoves it back. Alright. So. I do need to film a little bit, because I want to have it for my channel. Oh, thanks, Mitch. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying them. I've got a few fun ones I'm working on at the moment. They're just taking forever. Do you guys want a sneak peek of the dice I'm planning to pour tomorrow? Should I give you guys an exclusive sneak peek? It's kind of a big spoiler. Alright. Let me change the... This is what you guys get for coming to the live streams. Here's a little sneak peek at just the D20 for the set I'm gonna put together tomorrow. Got all of my pieces made. Now I just gotta put them into dice. See if any of you can guess what that's a reference to, that D20. What the set of dice is going to be themed around. Alright. Alright. How am I doing this? Guess we'll find out. It is oddly specific, so. I decided recently, I'm like, I was thinking about like the videos that I wanted to make, and I'm like, I only caught a glimpse. No, can't. Yeah. Here's another little glimpse for ya. All right. So we're gonna ink these in white first. I should do a set of Doctor Who dice though, although I haven't watched it in years. I was part of the Doctor Who club at uni. Oh, the part of the idea with the you need to think about that all night. Part of the thing with the dice inserts like that is that if they are the right size, they should be just perfectly touching the numbers, because the numbers are indented into the dice, right? So if they're the right size, then they should just barely touch those numbers, and those numbers will hold them in place. Yeah, I'm not gonna film all of these, so you guys have got the you guys are being put in the backseat a little bit for a moment while I ink some of these. I will give you a hint that it's inspired after a video game. I'll give you that. But yeah, let me get at least a few of the sides inked here, and then I'll be back with you guys instead of my video camera. Oop. My problem with my inserts is that for so long I've had them too big. And they've pushed out like the sides of my dice and then bowed them outwards, and so I've had to sand all of the dice flat, which is really annoying. I did recently sand them down some more to make them a little bit smaller, so hopefully those will all fit into my dice nicely. Fingers crossed. If anything, it's almost better for them to be just ever so slightly too small. I feel like my my jumbo D20 inserts just ever so slightly too small. And honestly, once it's actually in there, you can't tell, but it doesn't bow out the sides of the dice like my regular dice blanks do. But like I said, we'll see with these. This is the first set of dice that I'm doing with the new molds that I made since sanding them down even more. So hopefully it won't have that problem. We'll find out. Try zooming. Okay. Let's do... I like to get a couple of different options, so we'll zoom that out a little bit. But that's the that set of dice is one of the ones where it was like I wanna make more like things that I just want to make because I enjoy it. So I want to do more like fan art kind of dice. I mean, you know what you could do is if you've got the... It'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. It hasn't hurt my molds. It's just made me have to do extra sanding, to be fair. One of the things I was doing to check when I sanded them down again this time was I literally just took my, like, the inserts that I had and I popped them into my dice molds and went, okay, are they, like, rattling around in there? Are they pushing against the sides? So you could always just pop them into a set of, like, dice molds and see how they look. one more side, and then I'll put the camera away to not worry about. Ah. That gonna be a problem. It's okay. The problem with putting plants in dice is that sometimes they like to try and intersect the edges. And this is one of those ones. Okay. Put this away. Get it out of my way. Alright. Here, I'll show you what I mean. See if I can. I don't think it's gonna cause any problems, but let's see. You can see right there. It's the end of the rose. It's like the little stem part. That's kind of, you can see it kind of has stuck out, except that I think it's okay. I don't think it's actually like, it still seems like it's flat. So I think we're okay. That's what I was checking here. It's not wobbling. That's how I, that's how I checked that the side's flat. Oop, went too far. Ah. It's so hard to manually focus this thing. There we go. It's literally just go like this and go, okay, does it wobble? It's not wobbling. We're okay. I was literally just, speaking of videos, I guess, literally right before stream, I've been trying to figure out, okay, let me go back a second. I'm really close to 5,000 subscribers. And I was trying to think of, like, I feel like I should do something. I feel like it's a milestone. I should do something when I hit that number. I'm like, I don't know what, though. Like, what sort of thing should I do? And I think I've finally kind of had an idea today. It was a case of, like, I had kind of some thoughts swirl into my head yesterday, but not in the context of, you know, 5,000 subscriber thing. And then today I'm like, I kind of have a video idea for that. I think I have something I could do for that. That could be kind of fun. Because I do, like I said, I do want to just make more videos that are fun for me. Let's do more weird fan art dice and weird comedic bits. And maybe some non-dice projects, just a few sprinkled here and there. Got a couple paintings I've got ideas for, and obviously based on the poll that I sent earlier, some other resin projects I'm gonna try out. Or, I mean, theoretically, other resin projects I'm gonna try out. Totally, haven't been planning anything. Alright. So, there we go. Inking it in white, and then we're gonna be inking it in red. But there's that one done. Double inking it or doing like a base coat. I don't know what you want to call it. Doing a base coat is so much extra work, but really adds to how things look. I feel like it is one of those things though where if you do it right, no one will notice. I feel like there's plenty of you know, things out there where people will notice if it's not done, but if you actually do it correctly, people won't notice. It's like I don't know, like a good bassist in a band. It's like, you don't necessarily like notice if someone's really good at playing bass, unless you're looking for it. But it just adds to the overall composition of the band. And this is one of those things where it's like, sure, it's extra effort, but If you want it to be done right, you gotta do it right. What are you folks up to today? Do you guys have any fun craft projects that you're working on? That's what I'm always nosy about. That's part of the reason I started streaming. I'm like, I want to know what other people are working on. I started, for those that don't know, who've maybe joined more recently, I started streaming, part of the reason I started streaming was because when the pandemic hit, I was taking a studio art class, and that suddenly disappeared. And I just missed, like, hanging out with people while we all worked on our art projects. There's something really fun about being in, like, the same space as other people while just, like, working on stuff. Working on art especially, because then it's fun to just, like, look around and see how everyone's stuff is coming along. That was a painting class, so, you know, I'm trying to remember how long the, what's not, studio, that's the word I was looking for. I shouldn't think of how long the studio part was, probably a couple hours at least. But, you know, you're working, and then every once in a while you gotta, like, stand up and just, like, step back and look and see what everyone's doing, see how it compares to what you're making. The different artistic choices that people are doing for the same prompt and stuff. Hauling junk out of a room and cleaning up to date. That's an important task. Is that a cat? Yeah, just a second. I have a cat that wants in. Let me let the cat in. It's clawing at my window. Alright, buddy. Come on. Alright. I have returned. Appreciate my diligence to streaming. I appreciate that, because I feel like, to be fair, I feel like there's been a lot more people that have actually shown up to streams recently. So I started out on Twitch, and starting out was kind of rough. I had some very nice, like IRL friends who came to like my first couple of streams when I was first streaming on Twitch, because they were the only people that were there. I enjoy streaming, and I haven't had the problem in a while. I guess it's not really a problem, but I haven't had it in a while. But it's really weird streaming when there is nobody in chat. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go talk to myself for 2 hours. Weird experience, I must say. So people that actually stick with it, it's like, you know, good for you, honestly, because starting out, no one talking to you, it's kind of a bummer. So it's nice having y'all here to hang out too. Let's see, Molly says, still trying to organize your craft room. It's the size of a 2-car garage. Nice, which is what it used to be. Plus you have to organize to know where everything is. Yeah, that's like what I mean, I can't talk. Everything's a mess. I still have everything all over the place. But that's exciting though. It's nice that you've got such a large space. Are you planning on doing resin stuff, Molly? I just asked because if it was a 2-car garage, I'm curious how temperature controlled it is. Because I know that can be, I mean, honestly, just working in a workspace that's, you know, 18 degrees Fahrenheit would be rough. Or maybe you live somewhere where it's pretty temperate, moderately. The temperature doesn't change much. But it is fun to stream. It's a fun kind of social thing. I do also assume that people like to just lurk. So to be fair, it's funny because I enjoy streaming. I don't watch a lot of live streams. I'll watch like the replays of live streams, but I don't watch a lot of streams live. And part of that's just because I like to be able to like pause things, finish them later, or, you know, go grab a snack or whatever. Hi, buddy. How's it going? Hello everybody. We've had people here to visit us. Hello. Hello. Okay, yep, come lay down. Oh, come on. Come lay down. There we go. There's my buddy boy. My buddy boy who, I just let in. I think Luna's looking sad, though. There's a Luna over there, too. Why is your butt up here? Why? Settle down. Why is your butt up? You guys all here to hang out? There we go. We can both be in the camera. Can I get, there we go. I can get everything. Inking dice, double cats. Best of all the worlds. Yes, hello, buddy. Oh, am I not giving you enough attention? I'm trying to work on things. Alright, last couple sides. These are the two that are probably the most lap cat-ish. And also like to be the center of attention the most. Well, that's... I don't know. All of my cats like to be the center of attention, let's be real. Alright, there's another one of those. What you doing, Luna? Yeah, I have, I have a lot of space where I live, which is very nice. I don't know what I would do if I lived here alone. I'd have way too much space, but, I do have, like, a whole room in my basement that's, like, my craft space, which is pretty awesome, honestly. It is, I will say, I don't know, my house is weird. The people who lived here last are also the people that built it, like, with their own two hands. So there's lots of weird things with my house, which is part of the reason I enjoy it. But my craft room is, like, the only room in the house that doesn't have any vents. So, like, in the winter, it just gets cold in there, because there's no, like, ductwork that goes in there and lets warm air into that room. I don't know why it's set up like that, but it is. Luckily, it doesn't get, like, super cold. I think it gets into, like, the 50s in that room in the winter. I have a little space heater that I use while I'm in there, and then I just have to let my resin cure for an extra half a day. Something like that. So it's not too bad. It works out okay, but I do have to take temperature into account with my resin depending on the season. Yes. For anyone wondering, by the way, that's Luna over there. She's the fluffy one. And then this right here is Fitz. This is Fitz. And they're both very sweet. And like to hang out. Are you waiting in line for the lap? Is that what's happening, Luna? You just in line? Hello. Hello, baby. Dun, 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 dun. And then the other two cats are probably hiding. One of them just because she likes to, like, hang out in my brother's room. Luna reminds you of a kitty you used to have. His name was McKinley, like Mount McKinley in Alaska. Oh, nice! Yeah, I think she's got some sort of, like, oh, what are those called? What are those cats that are super fluffy and big? Maine Coon. I think she's maybe at least part Maine Coon. She's not, like, super big like a Maine Coon, but she's got, like, the tufts of fur between her toes. And she has some of the, like, characteristics, I guess, of a Maine Coon with, like, very talkative and things. You lived there for 10 years? Nice. I've been to Alaska, like, twice, I think. Yeah, twice on trips with my family. We went during the summer, so it was lovely. I don't know how well I would fare in the winter. Cause sounds like it gets cold. But in the summer it was lovely. Alright, there goes Fitz. So your turn to come sit in my lap, Luna. How often do I make new masters? I've never made new masters. The masters that I got are fine. How long do the molds last? Do you mean how often do I make new... No, you mean the masters. Arizona and Alaska are so different temperature-wise. That's crazy. Alright. But yeah, no, the masters themselves last indefinitely. How long do molds last? I mean, I probably go longer than I should with them. Some of my molds get a little bit worn down, but I mean, they last quite a while. I've had some that have lasted for years. That's fair. I will admit that the humidity is what kills you. I live somewhere very dry as well, and I'm so grateful that I live somewhere dry. I don't think I could do the humidity. Well, I say that. As long as it's not like super hot or super cold, the humidity's fine. Like I went to, I lived in Seattle for a couple of years. I went to University of Washington there. And that was actually fine. The humidity there did not bother me. But it also didn't really get super cold or super hot, which is, I think, the main thing with humidity that'll get you. Huskies! Yeah! I enjoyed going to UW. I'm not, well, I guess not unfortunately, but I guess I did technically graduate from WSU. There's yeah. But I did enjoy going to UW. Beautiful campus there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful campus. Love the collegiate Gothic style. The quad was so pretty. There was the quad there is full of cherry trees, like cherry blossom trees, and so there's like a week in the spring every year where it's just full of tourists to see the bright pink cherry blossom trees, which fair, it's gorgeous, but those trees also are just so pretty year round. Or not even necessarily pretty. During the winter, they're weird, but they look cool. Because they're just like these like gnarled, like, they've got such an interesting shape to them. But in the fall, the colors of the leaves and stuff is so pretty. Like, there's like steps that lead down into the quad, and you stand at the top of those steps and look down, and it's just like this wash of like autumnal colors. Beautiful. I have pictures somewhere of that, but... Yeah! Good luck to you as well. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck hauling junk out of a room while you're cleaning stuff. Fall #1 season. I agree. I can't do the heat anymore. I don't really like being super cold, and then like I feel like fall just lasts longer than spring, and maybe there's fewer allergies. It's like, you know, we get a month of fall instead of a week like we do spring. I swear with spring it's like, you know, here's the blistering cold, and then a week of and then here's the blistering hot. So I do like the fall. It is finally starting to get cold here. Today was the first day that I had to actually like scrape my windows on my car to go places. So we're getting to freezing temperatures now. It's the beginning of that. it's kind of fun that we get lots of different, like, we definitely get, like, a winter and a summer here, and it's kind of nice sometimes. It's like we get a nice broad range of temperatures and seasons and stuff, but sometimes it's like, why is it so cold? Why is it so hot? But yeah, I do like the fall. I'm looking forward to winter though too. I do also like winter. I think as a kid my favorite was summer, probably because I was out of school, but also I enjoyed summer activities like swimming and like some of those things. I spent a lot of time outside as a kid. It's kind of weird thinking about the things that I did a lot and enjoyed a lot as a kid that I just don't do now. Like, maybe I should. Like, spending a lot of time outside and reading books. Did a lot of both of those things as a kid. Don't do a lot of those now. I know that the reading books thing is because I have a smartphone, though. It's like, I know it is because I had like 3 days where I did not have my smartphone and I got through half of a novel. And then I got my smartphone back and I have not finished the novel. Good book, too. Good book. Should finish that. Got about halfway through The Martian and then was like, oh, but also I could scroll on my phone and read things here. But it maybe be fun to get back into some of the things like that I enjoyed so much as a kid. It's just finding time, right? I guess some of it's just, you know, it takes time to go run around in the yard and make a fake bow and arrow with some sticks and a piece of string. And, you know, make a giant mud pit to play in. It takes time that I just don't make or don't have. It's like, there's other things I could be spending that doing, like working on a set of dice, or, well, cleaning my house should be up in that list, and that's also something I put off, probably more than I should. Alright, a couple more sides here. But I'm still doing a lot of the stuff that I enjoyed as a kid, too. I mean, I've always enjoyed art stuff. I mean, my favorite... Don't tell anyone, but my favorite medium to work in is actually painting. I've always just so enjoyed painting. Not painting in numbers, but like painting on a canvas. I must specify. Alright, there we go. There's that one. 3 more. Which I should do more of that too, really. Got some ideas. So many other things to do though. I've got so many videos I want to work on. I've got so many videos that I should work on. I've got 2 that I'm in the process of filming. I've got another one that we're kind of working on changing some stuff around in the basement because I want to use a space down there for filming it. So that's kind of in the works. I need to write a script for another one. I'm very excited about writing a script for that because I think it'll be really fun. I now have an idea for a 5,000 subscribers thing, which I think will be a video probably. So I should get that figured out. I should write a script for that. Plus, I've got so many. So part of what I'm working through at the moment when it comes to videos is I film all the like the commissions that I do, so all of the like custom things that I make, I make sure to record those so that I can turn them into videos. And I've got how many? How many do I have here? 1, 2. Oh, I've done this one now. This one can get marked done, actually. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Molly. I'm glad you could stop by. Hang out for a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, I did this one too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I think, commissions that I've filmed but have not edited. To be fair, a couple of those are ones that I mentioned that I'm excited to get things recorded for, because I've got some things I want to do with those videos. But that's, yeah. If you think about the fact that it usually takes me like a couple of weeks to get a video out, so let's say I do 2 videos a month, and I've got 14 commissions that I've recorded. That's 7 months worth of videos right there. And I've got plenty of other things that I want to do as well, so it's trying to find a balance there between getting through those videos, because I kind of feel like I should get those done, if that makes sense. And then filming new things that I want to do. Like, the 2 things that I'm working on at the moment are new things that I want to do. The set of dice that I teased, and the other thing that I sent the poll for earlier in the chat. Those are both, they're not related to commissions at all. I do think that maybe at some point the dream, maybe, I don't know. I've been trying to move more towards videos than like selling things, but I've also got stuff. I'm gonna actually post some things. I'm slowly taking photos of all the stuff that I made for like in-person events, so that I can put things up in my shop. I did get some necklaces, some photos taken of some necklaces the other day. Actually, I have some of them hanging right here. That I'm gonna post on Patreon this week for folks to have first dibs, because Patreon folks get first dibs. I still want to do more with my Patreon too. I want to do more like behind the scenes stuff, because that's the stuff that I enjoy. Here, let's show you one of the necklaces. We'll do this one. This one's fun. You've probably seen some of these before. There you go. Little stone chip necklaces. They're made out of little bits of stone that I've put into these various bezels, and then, you know, this one's a little bit dusty. That one needs cleaned off a little bit. Well, I'll wipe them down, but all sorts of these. Those are gonna be headed to my Patreon soon, and then my shop like a week later. Put that there. All right. But I think at some point, the goal or the dream maybe would be to focus on just the YouTube stuff, and not the shop stuff. It's fun to make things. Selling things is less fun. It's much more, yeah. So I don't know, and I enjoy I enjoy making videos. Like, I enjoy making the things for the videos. I also just enjoy making videos. Like, the editing process and everything is pretty fun, even if it takes me forever. So it'd be nice to be able to put all of my time and energy towards that, as opposed to trying to make things to sell too. But at the same time, I've got just a bunch of random dice that I've made but have not finished and polished, so I probably should just finish those up and get them into my shop. But I've got a lot of them. Or maybe put just some raw sets in my shop. Some more raw dice sets. Or, you know, unsanded, unpolished, uninked. I think I have a plan for the set that I have showed you the D20 blank from. Need to think of logistics for that, though. Alright. Another one. I do have a couple of videos. You know, I think it's hard to, sometimes I like don't start things because I feel like I don't know how it's gonna go or what all the steps are, and I think some of that is what's holding me back from doing like behind the scenes stuff on Patreon, because like I was saying, that's the stuff that makes me want to join people's Patreons. Like, I want to see all the behind the scenes stuff. I like knowing how things are made. And I think I just need to actually film things instead of just being worried about it. But also, it's I'm kind of waiting on some stuff before I can film a couple of videos that I'm like, oh, this would have good behind the scenes sort of stuff. Yeah. There really is, I really do enjoy behind the scenes stuff. I'm a big fan of watching like videos on how like props are made and like special effects. I like seeing how special effects happen. Set design. I do enjoy all that stuff. I was talking to some friends recently, and they asked basically like, what would I do if I left my job? Not this job, but I have another job that I do, which I quite enjoy. Not planning on leaving. Do want to put that out there. And I thought about it for a little bit, and then I messaged them. I was like, I think I would probably just kind of continue doing this stuff, or maybe I'd go back to school for like some art stuff or some theater stuff. And then I had the realization, I'm like, it's the same thing. It's all the same stuff. Art and theater stuff, that's what I want to do either way. That's both YouTube videos, and it would be going back to school for same sort of exact same vein of things. I've been missing doing theater stuff lately. Not that I was ever necessarily good at it. I was never necessarily, you know, the best actor or anything, but I did some theater stuff growing up, and it was that was one of the things that I did as a kid too that I enjoyed that I don't really do anymore. But I think I miss partially just the social aspect of it. Like, there's something rewarding about like being part of a group of people and you're working on this giant project together, just to like make it happen. And I think I miss that to a certain extent, kind of the camaraderie that comes out of it. I've been rewatching the like I don't know if you guys have seen the Goes Wrong sort of series. I sent a link to it in my Discord server recently, just because I'm rewatching this and it's great. But like Peter Pan Goes Wrong and the Goes Wrong and show and stuff from Mischief Theater, and I've been rewatching those recently, and it's just made me nostalgic, I guess, for doing theater stuff, which is perhaps ironic because that the whole premise of the Goes Wrong things is that it's a group of people that are terrible at putting on productions and everything goes wrong for them. But some of their like, looking at it from a behind the scenes perspective, it's just like, these stunts and the set design and stuff looks so fun. Like, there's obviously so much work that had to go into this to make it look like it's going wrong. And I don't know, again, it's the behind the scenes stuff that I enjoy. Or maybe it'd be fun to learn, like, special effects and stuff, too. Like, learn how to do, like, digital effects and things. I like all that stuff. I did enjoy the voice acting classes that I took online during the quarantine too. That was fun. It's been like 5 years now since I've done that, but I got some tea. My voice is starting to go. It's only been an hour. Can you guys still hear the music, by the way? I don't have it, like, too quiet, right? You can't even hear it? I have it pretty low for me, and then I also have it turned down even more for you, so I don't know. Or maybe I'd take, like, some voice lessons or something. I do enjoy singing, too. And that also just I guess that also kind of falls into the same vein of arts and theater. I'm sensing a theme in the things that I enjoy, and or think that I could get good at. I don't know if I'd be a good actor. Something I kind of realized. Like I said, I took a voice acting class back in 2020 via Zoom. I feel like I was pretty good at commercial reads, so like reading advertisements. Not necessarily good at like the character stuff. And I think part of it is that with reading like with the like commercial reads, you are yourself just speaking to a specific audience. That was like we did a little bit of messing around with that in the class. Like, we had, for example, like some copy for like a toy of some sort. It's like a TV advertisement for like a set of Legos or something. I don't remember what it was, but some sort of toy. And the instructor said, "Hey, I want you to read this like you were talking to the parents of the kids." And so I did it. And then he's like, "Okay, now I want you to do it like you were doing this advertisement for the kids." Because it changes what you put emphasis on. It's like, with the kids, you're gonna put emphasis on, it's fun, it's great, it's cool. And for the parents, you're gonna be like, it's safe, and it's inexpensive, and it's like, you know, you're put emphasis on different things. And that makes a lot of sense to me, because I'm like, it's just me, I'm just talking to a different audience. Whereas with, like, the character stuff, like, trying to figure out how to be someone that's not you is so, I don't know, I find that difficult. I tend to, like, mimic things, I think, more than be things. Although I did enjoy, I did take, speaking of UW, I did take a drama class there, and I did actually enjoy it. Again, don't know if I was the best at it, but I enjoyed it. We did, like, the Stanislavski method, I think. And, again, that was 10 years ago? Oh, gosh. That was more than 10 years ago. Wait. Was that 2014? Oh my gosh, that was more than 10 years ago. That made me feel old. But, so I don't remember all of it, but I do remember the concept of, like, the thing that really made sense to me with that was that your character motivation needs to be something concrete. And by that, it's like, your character should have a physical goal that they can tell when it's accomplished. So, like, your goal can't be, make this person angry, because there's no, like, line there. Your goal could be, make this person leave the room, or, you know, something like that. But making someone angry is not, like, a specific goal that has a hard line. There's too much gray area. You need to have a specific goal that you're trying to accomplish, and then basically it's like you're gonna do everything in your power to accomplish that goal. And I'm like, this makes sense to me. It's like, same thing with the sometimes the reading for the voice acting stuff. It's like I need to take a minute to actually like parse through all of this stuff and figure out what my plan is here. I need to actually sit down and break things down. I can't just do it naturally. But there's also a way of like methodically breaking things up into sections and stuff too with that method. So it made a lot of sense to me in my head, because I'm like, there's a structure here that I can follow, and you can make fun, interesting choices within that structure. Because there's, yeah, basically every time that there's a different beat in the story, you pick like a different way that your character is going to try and accomplish this goal. You know, are they going to try and convince this person? Are they going to beg them? Are they going to try and intimidate them? Are they going to try and seduce them? It's like, pick a different way to try and accomplish the goal of yours. And I thought that was kind of a fun method. I do think it would be fun to take some more theater classes. But it's been so long since I've done any theater. I guess like 10 years at least. I don't think I've done any since I don't think I've done any. Oh no, actually that's a lie. Well, sort of. I guess I've technically done. I did some commercials. I did a couple of commercials more recently than that, but that was still 7 years ago. I think that was pre-pandemic. Was that pre-pandemic? No, it wasn't pre-pandemic. Some of it was, I think. That must have been post-pandemic, so I guess it was maybe, I guess I did stuff like 4 or 5 years ago. I did do a couple of local commercials. And that's pretty fun. I have discovered that film is fun. I did, you know, like I said, some theater growing up. A lot of musical theater and stuff. Not a lot, but some. Hadn't really done, like, film much, but discovered that that's fun. I like that I don't have to memorize things as much, because that was always my biggest, like, hurdle when it came to, like, theater, was just memorizing things. Hi, Cobra! How's your day going? Did you get all of your stuff moved? Haven't talked to you in a little bit. Because I know you guys were having the problem with all of the water, right? Alright, I lost one of those. Alright, we've got the white paint put in those. We're going to let those dry, and then we're going to ink them in a different color over the top. Oops. But I think we could do these in some gold while we wait for those to dry. Hello again, Luna. I see that you're back. What you doing? Why are you sniffing the curtain? Haven't gotten the keys. Even the maintenance folks are wondering what the holdup is at the office now. Well, at least you've got some maintenance folks on your side. But that's rough. Sorry to hear that. Okay. I'm thinking gold for these. Here, let's do one and see how it looks, maybe. And then we can... I'll film the second one type thing. I am worried it's going to blend in, but I don't know what other color I would do these that's going to stand out, because I've got all that copper, I've got the green, I've got the gold, I've got a little black in there. I could do white, but I don't know that I want to do white. Let me try gold. I'll do it on a side and we can see how it looks. It might be one of those cases where it blends in, but I like how it looks, so we're gonna keep it. I don't know. Like, I like how it looks, but what do we think about legibility? How readable is it? What do you guys think? I think I like it. I think the gold looks nice. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty readable. Okay, let me try it over some of the gold and we'll see. Let me try one of the... Oh. Make so you guys can see again too. Let's do one of the sides that has maybe a little bit more gold and see how it feels. Oh, I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, you can see the 14. All right, I think we'll call that. I think we'll do gold. Besides, it'd be perhaps a bit what's the word I'm looking for? Clickbaity, I guess. If I didn't actually ink anything gold in the stream where I said I'm inking things gold, since we decided to go for a different color with these. Although I did already ink this. You just got here, but I did ink this Jumbo D20 already in gold. I think I need a little more. There we go. Did ink this already in gold. Yeah, I like the gold though. Inking gold on gold dice. It's fine. It's mostly copper, right? It's not gold, it's copper. To be fair, I have done, I was gonna say, I have actually done that before. I had, like a gold, D6, and then I just inked it in like a lighter shade of gold. And actually it kind of looked pretty good, I think. You're surprised Ribinator's never done that? Done like, oh, does he really like gold too? I know he likes his sparkle. A little bit of sparkle in there. It's kind of funny. I feel like since I've started making like dice videos and resin videos, it's his favorite. It's kind of my go-to inking color. Let's be real. I ink a lot of things in gold. I was gonna say though, so when I first started getting into dice making, Ribinators, who I watched, he bought what's out one store stock of gold D6s for review. That's pretty good. Ooh, it is maybe a little bit harder to read on this side actually, because it's so busy with the copper. I think it's fine. It's fine. What I was gonna say though is that I watched Ribinator a lot when I was first getting into dice making. I feel like since I started making videos, I watch a lot fewer like dice making videos, and I think part of it is just like I don't want it to seem like I'm stealing ideas, which doesn't really it doesn't really matter. It's not like that's gonna be a problem. Yeah. I think also part of it too is just like I'm so now that I'm making dice videos, it's like maybe it'd be good like research or something for learning new things, but it's like that's what I do every day now, and it's like, well, I don't want to say it's my job because let's be real, I don't make a lot of money off of the YouTube videos, but they're fun to make. But it's kind of like my thing that I do. Yeah, okay. So it's like, I'd rather watch other things. But I did watch a lot of Ribinator's videos when I was first starting out. He's got some good videos on how to make dice. I'm pretty sure I watched his video on like mold making and stuff. Sprue molds versus cap molds, all sorts of things. He inspired you to make dice? So he wasn't like the inspiration for me to make dice. I actually, let's see. But he is someone that I found when I started researching like how to do it. What actually, I guess, inspired me to start making dice was someone in a D&D group I was in was talking about doing it, and I was like, wait, I own a little bit of resin. I bet I could figure this out. Okay, I do need to film at least a little bit of inking one of these D20s. It's the one that sent you down the rabbit hole. Woo! Fair. Yeah, no, let's see. Let me get some video footage of these. No, I had, where am I going with this? Actually, let me just set these here. Try to set things in a way that it's not gonna completely block your guys' view. This is gonna be temporary, though. I just want to get some stuff filmed. Alright. Let me at least put it in focus, though. There we go. Oh, yeah. My, my water. Where was I going? Oh. So, yeah, I already had, some resin because how this all started actually was with soap. I went down a whole rabbit trail of making cold processed soap, which is really fun. I actually made some more recently. But the thing with cold processed soap is if you make like a batch, you end up with 10 bars of soap. And so if you want to like make, you know, different kinds of soap and different scents and things, you know, you do 5 batches of soap and suddenly you have 50 bars of soap. And it's like, what am I gonna do with 50 bars of soap? So I started selling my soap at like a local holiday bazaar. Literally just the one bazaar, like once a year. Did it a couple of years. And then I was like, well, I don't want to have just a little bit of soap, because I didn't have a ton of soap. It's a ton of soap for one person, but it's not like, you know, it was hobby amounts of soap. It wasn't business amounts of soap, it was hobby amounts of soap. But it's like, you know, I have 50 bars of soap. That's not a ton, but it's a lot for me. I was like, I should have some other stuff to sell at the same time, too. So I started making a little bit of resin jewelry. When you were younger, you used to make gel candles. Got pretty good at it. Even sold some via an aunt who made and sold quilts. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, probably the same sort of thing where it's like, this is fun to make. Oh gosh, what do I do with all of these? So I had a little bit of resin. Didn't really have, I will say, a proper understanding of resin safety. Don't know if I was using a respirator or gloves at that point. Not a great idea. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, there's a lot of overlap somehow between, resin and soap, too. A lot of the same techniques could be used in both, which is kind of funny. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so the whole resin thing actually started with making soap. And then the dice thing was just it was my quarantine hobby. That snowballed. That is unfortunate about it not being able to do gel candles in the apartment. I suppose gel candles are like rather flammable, right? That's like a thing. It's not like a thing with gel candles. So I kind of understand, but also that's a bummer. Too much of a fire hazard, yeah. Oops. This is not the side I thought it was. Well, let's do this 3 on this side. Oh, hard to see. Oh yeah, it's not really, yeah. That's good. I'm glad you can do the rest and stuff. Okay, I'll do this and then. Yeah, that is the nice thing about resin, is that it's not a huge fire hazard. One of the nice things, I suppose. Alright, let me get like another number filled in and then we'll call it good here. Okay, I'll call that good. I actually got asked by the rehab center your mom was at last month if you could make some dice trays for them, as they have some dice used for some of their more game-esque therapies. Oh, that's exciting. Cool. And some folks just send the dice everywhere. Oh, I bet. Do you have a mold for the trays? Are you gonna make like resin trays, or are you doing them out of a different material? Even with dice trays, it's so easy to send dice everywhere. Wood, though, some of you made with resin bottoms. Cool. Yeah, I just made some. One of my most recent, I guess, commission. The paint is chipping off this brush. Yay! You should share them. I'd like to see them. You've probably shared them before, and I just don't remember. But yeah, that'd be cool to see. I was gonna say my most recent commission project was ornaments for someone. Sometimes it's fun to do random things. Mix things up every once in a while. Ooh, the 4 on there is a little bit cut off. And shared. Alright, I'll take a look. I was gonna say, for folks that were asking how long molds last, and I was saying I used them for too long, let me show you this, this side that definitely shows off that I use my molds for too long. See that 4? See if I can... Here's what it's supposed to look like. Here's what the number's supposed to look like. And there's what it looks like on that one. Because the number got torn off at some point, and I didn't replace the mold. Let me look at Discord real quick. Actually, let me bring the folks back in. And then I'll look at Discord. Oh, nice. Oh, I feel like the felt bottom's nice, because then it's not super loud. But yeah, and I think you have shared it before, because I vaguely remember the red, like, sparkly bottom of the dice tray. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I should branch out more. Man, it's like a constant battle of I should branch out and do more different things and like sell in more places and stuff. And I should focus on just videos. It's like I don't know if there's a right answer. 2 $3 wood frames, a little paint. Oh, okay, nice. So pretty simple to put together. Sounds like it's not a super expensive thing to make either, so that's nice. I have done something kind of similar for some of my trays. I've gotten like pre-made wooden trays from craft stores and then painted them and things. One wants to even theme them to fit in with boards too. I feel like I'm not understanding something there. Are you saying you could theme the trays to fit something? I was thinking at one point it'd be really fun to do make like character trays, because I like doing the trays that are like organized items and stuff. I think that's fun. I was thinking it could be fun to do like dice trays that are themed after people's characters. So if you've got like a pickpocket rogue and stuff, you have like, you know, lockpicks and like a gold coin and, you know, things like that. Just things related to like the character. That'd be really fun to do. But it'd also be one of those things where it's like, how do you... One, how do you price that? And two, how do you get enough information from someone to make a tray that would be accurate to their character? I do like doing like very specific commissions, though. I think it's really fun doing commissions that I have, like, they give you... So I've done commissions where someone sent me like a 5-page Google Doc with all of the information about, you know, what they wanted, which was great. Honestly, I thought that was fun. And I've also done commissions where people are like, make whatever you want. And I'm like, oh. And that's always a little nerve-wracking almost, because it's like, what do you like, though? I need some sort of guideline here. You're getting solid dark blue dice. No. But I've had such opposite ends of the spectrum with commissions. Usually it's somewhere in the middle. I feel like the most common range is like people have a concept idea or some colors that they want, and then I help narrow down that concept, or you know, the small thing that they've come in with, narrow it down, specify it, to like people come in with lots of information, and again, like, I don't know, I guess it's kind of, I think of it as my job to like help people figure out how it's gonna get translated. But that's true. Could be fun to do a random. Yeah. I think I've only ever done 2 do whatever commissions. I think, I'm trying to remember. One of them was for a set of Vampire the Masquerade dice. So those, I did have some, like, sort of a guideline there for that. And I made, because those have kind of some specifics to them, with, like, there's kind of 2 different styles, and one of them needs to be lighter than the other and stuff, but, I think I made those ones glow in the dark, because I'm like, well, that'll be fun. Do something fun. I hope I've tossed this mold, because this one also has the 4 all funky on the 14. This is why I made new D20 molds. It's because I use them so much, and so many of them are just torn up. That's the thing with the D20. I feel like the D20 molds maybe last, like they start tearing earlier, just because the top opening part is so much smaller in comparison to the size of the die as opposed to the other dice. So it takes a little bit more force to get the dice out. Man, I don't know how I used to do, like, well, I didn't do it all the time, but like 3 to 5 hour streams. It's been an hour and 45 minutes and my voice is giving out. We've still got some stuff to do though, because we need to finish inking these, and then these I need to add the gold layer, not gold, the red layer too. Set it on a nice red for those. I do like doing, it is fun to do, like, random things. Speaking of the, make whatever dice and making, like, random draw, color and style. To be fair, I made a roll table for that for, did I make a roll table for that for something? Was it for the 25 dice ideas for 2025 that I posted like a year ago? Maybe. I think I made a roll table for that. I was thinking of bringing back I don't know, I like the weird stuff. I had a bunch of speaking of videos, I did one where I made like a weird creepy flesh monster necklace. I was thinking of bringing those, not flesh monsters, but just like monster necklaces made out of polymer clay. I was thinking of bringing those back to my shop. Now, but I feel like I need to make a couple of more as examples, because I've gotten better at it, I think, compared to 10 years ago when I was doing it before. Also, if I ever talk about a project and you're like, what are you talking about? Feel free to just let me know in the chat and I can find a picture or find the project. I think the weird flesh monster necklace is literally in a container behind me. So I could pull that out. I could pull it out and wear it. Maybe I'll wear the weird creepy flesh monster as we finish inking these. That won't be, that won't put people off to the stream, right? Okay, let me finish this die and then I'll grab it so I can show you what I'm talking about. Alright, I think that's the last side of that. Hello, flesh monster. This guy. I made him look all wet and things too. This weird creepy flesh monster. Alright, let me focus it closer. This guy. I'm quite happy with how he turned out. He looks sticky, which was the goal. Anyways, the reason that I brought that up is because when I made them, not quite as good, but years and years ago, I did make myself like a roll table to make like a mystery monster. I don't know where that went. I'd have to go find it again. Exactly. Is it creepy or wet? Psych, it's both. I like doing custom stuff. I suppose when I first started selling dice, because I didn't actually really expect to sell any, I made them as they sold, because I started out with two different designs. I had faux amethyst and galaxy dice that I listed, and I'd made one set of each, and I listed 5 available of each. I was like, I'll just make them if people buy them. Which is what ended up happening. And I think I did it that way for quite a while, for those. And then I started making more like one-off kind of sets. And then also my process changed enough that my dice got better, but it took longer. Because my sanding and polishing got a lot better, but, you know. Looked a lot better, took a lot longer. Giving my voice a break for a second. It really does. It does blend in on a couple of these sides quite a bit. Like, I think you can see it better on camera than you can in person. Oh, that 4 blends in quite a bit. Okay, we're going for aesthetics on this one. Aww. So we'll at least get some of the of these ones filled in with the red today. See how long it is, because I do want to eat dinner at some point too. Not that it's actually, I don't know when dinner's gonna be done. So we still got a little bit of time. Okay, that's that. You know what, actually, what I might do is I might take a quick, like, bio break. Turn the music up a bit. Put this on. I think I'll be right back. Feel free to chat. Name your favorite Eldritch horror in the chat. I don't know. I'll be right back. My 2 mugs of tea finally caught up with me. All right, I'm back. All right, let's get these inked. So I'm not usually a fan of, speaking of Eldritch Horror, I'm not usually a big, like, horror fan. I do like, depends on the kind of horror, I guess. I don't like being scared, necessarily. Not a big fan of, like, jump scares, or just being scared in general, really. I do find horror interesting as, like, looking at how it works, like how sound design plays into it. Oh, yep, I see your, this is the first one I've seen from you, Cell. But I can see this one. I will say, if you post like a link, it will not show it to anybody, which isn't really what I want, but for some reason it'll look like it goes through and then it doesn't actually, like, no one else can see it. But I can see that message from you. Yep. Is there some weird YouTube filtering thing going on? I wish I had more control over chat, honestly. Because I'd like it if people could send links. It was always my policy when I was streaming on Twitch that as long as you tell me that you're going to send a link and what it is, then I'm cool with it. But YouTube, I can't even set it up so that people can. Now I'm just watching the chat to see if another message comes through. Oh, the other account doesn't seem to be going through. You've been chatting all along, but nothing. Oh yeah, I haven't seen anything. That's really weird. I don't have you blocked for some reason, do I? I wonder if it's a YouTube thing. I think I only have like 2 people blocked. Yeah, but yeah, I haven't seen anything from you. Well, hello. It's nice to know that you're here. What have you been trying to chat about? This is not what I want. Moderation. Yeah, I've got 3 hidden users and that's it. 2 moderators. An approved user. Oh, so I can make it so that people can post links, but I can only specify certain people, apparently. Live comment. So I'm looking at the permissions now. And I guess that I can add specific people. I was wondering, wait. I was kind of wondering, I was like, why is this person number 3? Because they're the only other, like, the second person. Oh no, that was number 1. Huh, I don't know. That's so weird. Let me check. What is your other account, Cell? Is it like, it's like Cell's Games or something, like Dyson Games or something like that, right? Is that someone else I'm thinking of? Why is it like that? Oh yeah. It's weird the thing that's weird to me is that it doesn't send me the messages. Like, you'd think that even if something, like, wasn't published... Huh. I don't know. You'd think that even if something was, like, filtered, it would still come to me for, like, possible approval. But I haven't seen anything. And I don't know why. Plus, you've chatted from there before. What's going on? Let me go to community moderation. See what's going on. Comments. I don't have any moderation on messages in my live chat. It's marked as none. I don't have any blocked words. I have literally the lowest amount of moderation possible. I'm gonna blame. Oh, my light went out. I guess I could probably plug that in. Steal the cord from here. Maybe. Maybe. Nope, not quite. Can I scoot it closer? There we go. Do that, I guess. I'm gonna blame YouTube on this one though. I don't know. I can't see anything in the settings that would cause you to be. Yeah, it's got to be something on YouTube's end. Again, I wish I had more control. Well, here. Okay, so here's. I have. I wonder where. Oh, that's so weird. I don't know. There's all sorts of weird settings in here that it could. Maybe I can find things somewhere. I'm curious if there's a place where I can see like held chat messages. The really annoying thing is that if you send a message, like I was saying, that YouTube doesn't actually publish, it doesn't actually tell you. It just looks like it's sent for you and then no one else can see it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that would have. I don't know how you would have. You'd think it would tell you. Like, I don't know how anyone would mute themselves. But yeah, I do find, I wish it just gave you like a warning or something, or said, hey, this wasn't published, this message wasn't published. That'd be nice. It's like, I'd rather know that, you know, other people can't see my stuff, as opposed to just pretending like everything's fine. Alright, another one. Last one of these with our gold. There's definitely pros and cons to YouTube versus Twitch when it comes to streaming. Oh, I was thinking, by the way, I might try and figure out how to multi-stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I haven't really messed around with it, But I have been debating that. See how that goes. I'm not quite sure how the chats would work out. I need to do a little bit more research, I guess, into how to do that correctly. Because I'm using Streamlabs, and it seems like on Streamlabs it'll let you like stream to one vertical and one horizontal platform, but not two horizontal platforms. I don't know, it's a little bit confusing. Unless you want to pay, of course. So I was looking at just using, like, you know, OBS. But the problem with just plain up OBS, and then, like, Stream Elements, I couldn't figure out how to, like, schedule a stream, which is something that I like with YouTube, where I can, from Streamlabs, so the software that I'm using to stream with, I have, like, a calendar, and I can go in and, like, set up the streams from here, and then literally when I want to stream, I go and I click on that specific stream in my calendar thing, and I can go live on that stream. I don't know how it would work. I don't know how it works if I don't know how it works if I like create a scheduled stream and then I go live. How do I like connect that scheduled stream to the actual stream that, you know, I'm going live with? I don't know how to do that with Streamlab Elements. So I either need to figure out if there's a way for me to stream two places with Streamlabs without paying, because I'm not gonna pay to do it, or figure out how I can like schedule a stream and then stream to that stream with the Stream Elements stuff. So if anyone has any suggestions or tips or knows anything about it, please feel free to comment down below in the comments section, or mention it in my Discord or in the chat. It would be much appreciated. I'll do that. It's one of those things where it's like, it's on my to-do list to do at some point. I'll get around to it eventually, right? I don't need to do that right this second. It's fine. Just stream on YouTube. Like I said, pros and cons to streaming on YouTube. I guess I'd probably prefer YouTube at this point. I was saying earlier that streaming's fun as long as there's people in chat to chat with. And one of the things with YouTube versus Twitch, I feel like, is that YouTube is there for like live streaming on YouTube. You're live streaming for people who are already like an established audience of yours. People don't find you. There we go. There's my live stream. People don't like find you through live streams necessarily. They'll find you through videos, and then once they've subscribed to you, they'll be like, oh, this person's live streaming, I'm gonna go watch that. Whereas with Twitch, I feel like there's a lot more of a sense of like just like finding streams that look interesting, as opposed to it being channel based. I don't know. You're more likely to find a new stream maybe on Twitch than on YouTube, but people have been showing up to my streams on YouTube, so it doesn't really matter. I do also like that I don't have to try and download the streams and move them over to YouTube on my own. Alright, I think those are all done. They are a little bit difficult to read. I'll show you. I'll show you how they turned out. I think you can almost see it better on camera than I can in real life. They're very... There's so much, like, kind of busyness to them in real life that they're kind of hard to read. But, oh, colors don't look quite right on camera either, but there you go. You can see. I think that will work just fine. So we've got those done. Ah, I must just drop them. Got those done. I've got this done. Oh, thank you. But this one's all done. We did that first. And that one's for me. Alright, and we're back to these ones. We inked these ones white. And then the plan is to ink them in like a dark red color. We tried a few different colors earlier in the stream. We tried gold, we tried the white, we tried silver, all sorts of things, and we finally decided that this nice red color would be good to kind of bring out some of the pinkier tones in some of the flowers on the inside. So I think we're actually done with the gold. Now we just have this red left. I do want to film some of this, but again, I think we'll do one in red just to see how it goes, and then we can film the second one. So the whites, I mean, I could leave them white, but I did them white first so that with the red, it wouldn't make the inside look pink. Because if you've got like a translucent or like a semi-transparent dye... Oh, it's been long enough that I've now run out of music. My playlist has ended. We'll start that over. If you've got a dye that you can kind of see through, you'll be able to see the color of the numbers through it. And this is something I've done on plenty of dice before. Inking it like a neutral color, usually white, depends on the dye, and then doing the color that you actually want over the top, so that when you look through the dye, you just see that white. You don't actually notice it because it blends in with everything. I'm very tempted to leave them white though, just because I don't want to have to ink them all again. But let's ink one of them red. If all else fails, let me ink one that's maybe got some sort of weird bit sticking out, so maybe that one. Because if I ink it in red and then we decide that we like it better white, the one that's red can be mine, because I have made an extra. Alright, we'll do the one that has kind of the bit that's the stem of the rose is kind of intersected the side a bit. Do that one in red. See how we feel. Oh, you think just ink the one red? Although the thing is with these that the one is where the rose is on most of these. Like the part that has the already has kind of the reddish pinkish stuff is on the one side. So I don't want to like cover it up necessarily. My goal with the red was to kind of bring in some more of that red and pinkish tone. What if I just inked the highest face red? Yeah. I do like doing like the lowest face red though. I feel like that's nice. It's like, oh, it really stands out that you rolled poorly. How are we feeling about red? Think we keep going with the red? Do we leave it white? Got some paint on the sides. There we go. Put it somewhere where we can see. We could do both the, looks good. Here's a question though. Should we just do one red or should we do all of them red? That's the next question. I think maybe if we're gonna do red, maybe all of them red. I feel like maybe the red looks a little bit weird with the white. I'm going for it. Going for it. These feel very vampiric with the red. I don't know if that was the original vibe I was going for, but it works. We've got like kind of a there's like the lace in there, but there's kind of and the rose, but it's kind of foggy and spooky. Oop, I just realized I didn't change the focus back. You guys didn't need to see, right? Seeing wasn't what I was doing isn't important, right? Alright. Have a good night. Have a good night, GoBro. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you could stop by for a little bit. I hope the apartment stuff gets worked out soon for you. I might wrap things up here fairly soon anyways. Alright. How are we? Woo! Okay. Alright, let's compare here. Which do we like better? Do we like the red or do we like the white? I'm almost thinking the white, guys. I almost think maybe we just stick with the white and go more like a foggy sort of vibe. The red almost doesn't, I don't know. It's almost like not quite the right color. I don't know. I haven't done this side yet, obviously, but I feel like it's almost too bold. I feel like the red's like too bold. You switch over to the live oh! Oh, some messages such as potential spam. Why is it? Oh! Why is it default to that? That's so weird. Yeah, because I couldn't see any of that other stuff. Alright, I've now switched over to live chat as well. That's kind of annoying that it automatically defaults to that. I'd like to see all of them. There we go. Huh. YouTube's trolling you. Apparently, YouTube has decided that, now I gotta scroll back and, see, yeah, I didn't see any of your chats. Apparently YouTube says you're spam. It's because you're number one. That's what it is. Oops. It's because you're number one. Then I've said, nope, too many messages. Can't be real. But yeah, I'm kind of vibing with the white, I think, more than the red. What do you guys think? I feel like the red is almost too bold, and it kind of makes it so you don't focus on the stuff on the inside of the die as much. And I'd rather focus on the stuff on the inside of the die. With the red, it's like the focus is the red numbers. So maybe I just stick with the white. gonna finish inking, well, do I finish inking this one in red, or do I wanna... Yeah, I've now switched over to live chat now that I know that that's a thing. Because especially, yeah, I want to be able to see all the stuff that's happening. Yeah, I think the white. I think the white's the way to go. Okay. Now I'm just... So, I mean... This one's gonna be mine. Maybe I'll worry about cleaning out those numbers later, so maybe I just leave these as is. Maybe we just leave these. Maybe we call it good. Leave our nice foggy white ones. So we've got our stuff inked then. Here's all of our stuff. Everything's all done. Got our ones with our lace and our flowers. We got my Jumbo D20 that's for my character, so that I can bring it with me to my next session. And then we got all of our coppery ones. Sweet. That's good. I've got so many Patreon dice that I need to like get shipped out and things and finish. Let me get this paint back in here. I'm thinking next week. So maybe I don't know what next week's stream is going to be. It might be like sanding or something, because I do have more Patreon dice that I need to finish. Or I might take like a bit of a break since we've been inking dice and things, and maybe work on like my moss waistcoat that I've been working on. Here, I'll pull that out. I'll show you guys what I've done. Oh my gosh, I've got so much stuff. Maybe we work on this vest that I've got, that I've been adding faux moss to. Maybe we work on this next weekend. I'm thinking maybe we take a break and do some of this, because I always have a nice time working on this. But I do have more Patreon dice that I need to get finished up too, so no promises there. Might be some sanding, might be more inking, who knows? Could be pouring resin. But oh, like moss, like overgrown. Here, let me find the tie. I've already finished the bow tie. You can see if the bow tie, if I tie it, it's like kind of mossy and overgrown. I'm thinking I'm gonna make some like it looks like that, but bow tie. I was thinking I might make some like little clay mushrooms and stuff at some point to attach to it as well. But the eventual goal is to make it look like there's like moss and stuff growing all over it. Not all over it, but like, you know, in patches and stuff. So that's kind of what's going on with that. But I've been working on that for years. Just a little bit at a time, because I was definitely streaming on Twitch when I first started that. And that was like 3 years ago at least, 3 or 4. So it's just a kind of a fun project to pick up every once in a while. But again, no promises. Could be anything next week. But I do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me this week for some inking of some dice. Hopefully I will see you guys next week. I've got a couple of larger videos in the works, so if there ends up being a bit of a gap with the videos, don't worry, I'm just working on things. But hopefully some new videos for you guys soon. I think that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next week.